As software developers, we are taught to always use Git or version control. Now, if I was to use version control, then I would need at least 2 environments. Even if I simplify it down to the bone, to the point where my development environment is my development machine, I still need 2 environments. I need the production environment and I need my development machine. That means that when I work for a client, I need to somehow take the production environment and duplicate it onto my development machine, which might imply copying configuration files and things like that, such that I can work successfully on my development machine to create a new additional feature for that particular client. I'm handling roughly 30 clients in total in iNiro. That means that every single time one of my clients asks me for a feature, I have significant project overhead to reset my development machine into a state that allows me to actually work and implement a particular feature for that particular client. So I just drop Git. I don't use Git. The way I do that is that I go into the Cloudlet. Now, of course, it's a little bit unfair because of the situation I happen to be in, where I have a complete low-code and no-code software development framework allowing me to work straight in production. So I just log into the client's Cloudlet, at which point I'm in his production environment. And I edit the code live straight in production. Let me show you with an example. So let's imagine one of my clients comes to me and he tells me that he wants to have an AI chatbot that allows its users to contact him and send a contact us email. Okay, so now I'm going to do that. Here I am inside of a Cloudlet, and actually you can test it by going to this URL. Of course, it's my demo Cloudlet, but it doesn't matter. The process is the same also for my actual clients. So to implement this particular feature, what I'd do, I'd go to create, I'd go to HyperID, then I'd expand modules. And if I didn't already have a test folder for my client, I'd create a new module and choose that guy and create a new folder called workflows. Inside of this guy, I'd create a new hyperlambda file called send email. I want to give it a description, sends an email to the owner of the Cloudlet. Name, email, and email is the sender's name and email address. Body is the content of his email. All arguments are mandatory. Okay, so now we want to have a name. We want to have email. We want to have body. Okay. Then I want to filter on email up here. Then I want to send an email. I want it to originate from Thomas Cloudlet. And then I want from email reply to email, name of email from AI chatbot. The email it's going to be originating from is team@iniro.io. I'm using SendGrid, so I cannot change the sender's email address. Then name from. So I want to send the email to team. I want it to originate from team@iniro.io. Reply to team@iniro.io. So it goes to team, and it comes from, goes actually to, I guess, Thomas. And it originates from team. Then the reply to is the sender's name and email address. Email from AI chatbot. And there we are. Now I can open up machine learning in a different browser tab here. Choose my type. Foo add function, email. Sends an email to, let me see. Sends an email to the owner of the cloudlet. It's not that guy. It's not that guy. Sends an email to the owner of the cloudlet. Ah. Not that guy. This is the guy. Save it, close, types, vectorize, test. I want to send an email to the owner. Thomas. Thomas at gaiasoul.com. I'm interested in your AI solutions. So how many seconds was that? 60 to 120 something? That was the total amount of time I needed to implement this feature. And I actually now have an email. Everything is working. If I was to use Git for that, I'd have to duplicate all the configuration. And you saw the configuration issue I already had, and then I'd have to duplicate that onto my development environment. Then, of course, when you're using Git, you want to have CI/CD pipelines, you want to have GitHub workflows, you want to have the ability to automatically deploy according to the name of the branch to the correct environment. You want to have pull requests. Then you want to use freaking Jira to, log items and connect with, Git and etc., etc., etc. What benefits would that add for me to that particular thing, right? And everything I do are like these small microservices, if you wish, that does one thing and one thing only, with super high level of cohesion. Facts are Git would provide nothing to me of value, absolutely nothing. And the only thing Git would result in is to significantly complicate my ability to rapidly deliver features to my clients.